Sunny Edwards' shocking retirement has sent waves through the boxing world following his brutal 6th-round TKO loss to Galal Yafai. Once celebrated as one of the most technically gifted flyweights, Edwards' career came to an abrupt halt in a fight that exposed the harsh realities of size mismatches in the ring. The bout, which was supposed to be a showcase of skill, turned into a one-sided display of power as Yafai used his size and strength to overwhelm the former IBF champion. The dramatic turning point came when Edwards, visibly frustrated and disengaged, told his corner, "I don't want to be here," a rare and raw admission that highlighted the emotional toll of the fight. As fans processed the sudden end to Edwards' promising career, questions about weight-cutting practices, mental health in boxing, and the challenges of competing in a physically demanding sport like this take center stage. This isn't just the end of a fight, it's a moment that sparks debate about the future of boxing itself. Sunny Edwards has officially announced his retirement from boxing after suffering a devastating 6th-round TKO loss to Galal Yafai on Saturday night. The fight, which was for the WBC interim flyweight title, took place at the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, England. The referee stopped the bout at 1:10 of the 6th round after Yafai cornered Edwards against the ropes and unleashed an unanswered barrage of punches, leaving the referee no choice but to intervene. For Edwards, this marked the end of a tough and grueling night, where he struggled to find his rhythm against an opponent who was not only more powerful, but also significantly larger. The loss signals a disappointing close to the career of the 28-year-old former IBF flyweight champion, whose mental and physical limits were visibly tested throughout the fight. The cracks began to show as early as the first round, when Yafai came out aggressively, landing a storm of punches that immediately put Edwards on the back foot. From that moment on, it was clear that Sunny was struggling to handle Yafai's relentless pressure. The situation worsened in the second round, and during the break between the second and third rounds, Edwards was overheard telling his corner, "I don't want to be here." His trainer tried to lift his spirits with a pep talk, but it was evident that Edwards was mentally checked out. The confidence and fire that had defined his career were missing, and he failed to respond with the energy or determination that fans had come to expect. This lack of motivation and focus was a stark reminder of his similar struggles in his 9th-round TKO loss to Jesse Bon Rodriguez last year, where he was also overwhelmed by a larger, more powerful opponent. One of the defining factors of Yafai's dominance in this fight was his clear size and power advantage. From the outset, it was evident that Edwards was the smaller man in the ring, and he simply couldn't match Yafai's physicality. Yafai repeatedly trapped Edwards on the ropes, using his strength to bully him into positions where he could land heavy combinations. Edwards had no answer for Yafai's sheer power and was unable to break free from these exchanges. Yafai's size disparity was especially glaring at Friday's weigh-in. He looked drained from cutting down to 112 pounds, but by fight night, he appeared much larger, resembling a featherweight. This massive physical advantage left Edwards with little room to maneuver, as he was outmuscled at every turn. The overwhelming size mismatch has sparked discussions among fans and analysts about whether Yafai should even be fighting in the flyweight division. Many believe his physical build is more suited for featherweight, where his size and strength would be a more appropriate fit against opponents his own size. For Edwards, this mismatch was simply too much to overcome. Known for his technical skill and agility, Edwards relies on his ability to outbox his opponents, but against someone as large and powerful as Yafai, his strengths were neutralized. This fight echoed his loss to Rodriguez, where he faced a similarly overwhelming opponent. After 2 back-to-back losses against larger fighters, Edwards decided it was time to step away from the sport, ending what was once a promising career. Sunny Edwards' decision to retire marks a bittersweet moment for boxing fans. Known for his slick footwork, technical precision, and ring IQ, Edwards was once hailed as one of the most skilled flyweights in the sport. His ability to outmaneuver opponents and dictate the pace of a fight earned him widespread respect and the IBF flyweight title, which he successfully defended multiple times. However, back-to-back losses against physically dominant opponents like Jesse Bon Rodriguez and now Galal Yafai have shown the limits of his abilities when matched against fighters with significant size and power advantages. While his retirement may feel abrupt, It reflects the physical and mental toll of competing against such overwhelming odds in the ring. The disparity in size during the fight against Yafai highlighted an ongoing issue within boxing fighters training themselves to make lower weight classes, only to balloon back up by fight night. Yafai, who appeared gaunt and frail at the weigh-in, looked like a completely different fighter in the ring, resembling a featherweight. This practice gives larger fighters a massive advantage against naturally smaller opponents like Edwards, who simply couldn't contend with Yafai's size, strength, and power. Edwards repeatedly found himself pinned against the ropes, unable to escape Yafai's relentless attacks. While his technical skills allowed him to survive the early rounds, they were no match for the physicality and pressure that Yafai brought throughout the fight. For Edwards, the mental aspect of the fight seemed just as challenging as the physical. His candid admission to his corner, "I don't want to be here," between the second and third rounds, was a rare glimpse into the emotional struggles fighters face in the heat of competition. Despite his corner's efforts to motivate him, Edwards appeared disengaged and lacked the determination he had shown earlier in his career. This mental battle likely stemmed from the physical punishment he endured and the frustration of being unable to find answers to Yafai's dominance. The lingering effects of his previous loss to Rodriguez may have also played a role, as the confidence he once displayed seemed to have been shaken. Sonny Edwards leaves behind a legacy of skill and resilience, despite his recent setbacks. His journey through the flyweight division showcased the artistry of technical boxing and proved that size isn't always the defining factor in a fight. However, his recent struggles against bigger, stronger opponents have shed light on the challenges smaller fighters face in weight divisions, where opponents often gain significant size advantages after weigh-ins. While his retirement marks the end of an era for one of boxing's most technically gifted fighters, it also sparks important conversations about fairness and safety in the sport. Fans will remember Edwards not only for his accomplishments in the ring, but also for the grit and courage he showed throughout his career. Sonny Edwards' retirement is more than just the end of a remarkable career. It's a moment that forces the boxing world to confront the challenges and complexities of the sport. Edwards, known for his incredible technical skills and defensive mastery, was one of the most respected names in the flyweight division. However, his back-to-back losses against physically dominant opponents like Galal Yafai and Jesse Bomb Rodriguez revealed a harsh reality. Skill alone can sometimes fall short against overwhelming size and power. While Edwards' decision to step away from the ring has left fans stunned, it also underscores the immense physical and mental toll fighters endure. His candid admission of feeling disengaged during the fight and his inability to handle the physical mismatch highlight the delicate balance between talent, determination, and the physical demands of boxing. Edwards' legacy will be remembered not just for his victories, but also for the courage it took to walk away on his own terms. This moment also reignites critical discussions about fairness and safety in the sport. Yafai's significant size advantage, which was apparent despite making weight, highlights the ongoing issue of extreme weight-cutting practices in boxing. Fighters draining themselves to make lower weight classes, only to rehydrate and return much heavier by fight night, creates dangerous mismatches that can tarnish the integrity of the sport. Sonny Edwards' departure is a reminder of how these practices affect the careers and health of smaller fighters who are forced to compete against seemingly insurmountable odds. As Edwards steps away to focus on his future beyond the ring, fans and analysts alike are left reflecting on his impact, the challenges he faced, and the lessons his career offers for the future of boxing. While the sport loses a brilliant technician, it gains an opportunity to address issues that have long plagued it, ensuring a safer and fairer path for the next generation of fighters.